Smith, the fullback. Ball in his hand, he's holding like a loaf of bread. Hugh Davis. Bolton Smith again.
There's numbers here.
Numbers on the left-hand side. And here's the big man, Johnson Fisher, with the running. Oh, just demolishes him. Demolishes him. He pushed him over like a cardboard cutout to score that try. Humphrey. Pressed. Luke Hickling. Round one man, round another. One man to beat. He had a man with him, and is he going to use him? He is going to use him. It's there for Nick Jonas. And that is the 6th try of the game. And surely now Sherborne are going to Twickenham. Good tackle by De Brostadov. Hayward. Force it. Plenty of numbers on the left-hand side now. Surely a try here for Warwick. It is going to be a try. Great feet in fact. Wow. He's in as well. Superb feet from Mundy. He's had a quiet game so far, but he's woken up all of a sudden and scores a try with Wags. It's Thompson. A little bit of a gap opening up for Seb Head. Try time.
Oh, wonderful feet from the outside half. Just drifted and drifted and drifted. Sold the dummy, got inside one. Then it is an absolute nightmare for the fullback with the covering tackle.
He goes, Freeswell, good inside pass to Chris Shields. More yards gained. Stopper with the man down. Freeswell finds the gap into the 22. He's away and he's under the post. What a turnaround this is. Henry Walker's the one with the ball at the back of this drive, and he continues to go forward. They continue to drive forward. Walker still there, still there. Is he down? Gotta be. Try. Yeah, Thompson. John Moore spots a gap. Good offload to Reece Pinnock. Pinnock for under the post. Dulwich halfway there to Twickenham.
Lightning once again.
Well, that's how they got here, and this is where we are. A very good morning from me, Johnny Bryan, and I welcome you to a gorgeous Twickenham on a sun-drenched Wednesday morning here in the capital for what is to be the NatWest Schools Cup Finals Day. 4 matches for you to come here this afternoon live from HQ, and it should be a feast of schools rugby. It is a superb event. 4th year I've been covering this, and it gets better year after year, and the first course of 4 is a delight as well. Oakham School was the Sherborne School. Delighted to have Dave Rogers alongside me. Dave, a very good morning to you. We are going to be blessed with talent on show here this afternoon, and it should be a fantastic day.
Oh, it certainly will. Good morning, Johnny. Great to be here. As you say, the conditions absolutely perfect for running rugby. We had fantastic matches at Allianz Park a few weeks ago. Now it's time for the cream of the crop to show us what they've got, and Oakham versus Sherborne is going to be an absolute cracker.
Indeed, that will be the first game. Oakham School versus Sherborne School. One player in particular for Oakham. Not just the school's pupils have been talking about in Oakham, but it seems the world of rugby has been talking around. 8 million views on social media. One Therese Johnson Fisher.
Well, we were told about him before that semi-final, weren't we? We were pitch side, we were trying to garner a little bit of last-minute information, and everyone says, watch out for Oakham's number 13. The first time he had the ball in hand, he absolutely flew down the left flank and scored an incredible try, which set the tone.
So let's look at the 2 teams on show for the first of 4 finals. This is the under-15 Vase. This is the Oakham 15. Olo Watiosi Afalobi, Thomas West, Aya Durnitsov, George Figgis, Cameron Jordan, Oscar Holt, Archie Sumner, Lucas Lavitt, Jan Van Portfleet at 9, Seb Davis 10, Ben O'Boyle 11, Hugh Davis, there is Johnson Fisher at the centre 13, James Hammond 14, Ben Bolton Smith, who I thought played excellent in that semi-final as well, at full-back at 15, and the coach is Ian Smith. Sherborne School Talent and abundance in this 15 as well. William Bailey 1, Finian McLaughlin number 2, Felix Storer 3, Louis Down 4, Hugo Thrall 5, Peter Fawkes 6, George Sutton 7, Felix Carey's the number 8, Barney Humphrey, who had an excellent game for Sherborne in that semi-final at 9, Dominic Press 10, Doug Hickling 11, Patrick Reynolds 12, Nick Jonas is the captain at 13, Johnny Page 14, Tom Perkins 15, their coach from Mr. Ridian Maguire. Both sets of fans seeing themselves on the big screen, getting ready for this. Oakham and Sherborne, we've travelled many miles to be here today, and no doubt we'll be looking forward to the match that is due to take place at the top of the hour. So this is how they got here in this Vase competition. Oakham School with a walkover in round 3. Put 43 points past King's School Grantham, beat them 43-21. Then a couple of routs, 50-0 against the Robert Smith Academy and Wymondham College 50-0 as well. Arden Academy by 33 points to 5. St George's College, Weybridge, 24 points to 13, and then Bishop Wordsworth School, 47 points to 27. And interestingly enough there, Dave, in that semi-final, even though it was the Johnson Fisher show, they still conceded 27 points. So Sherborne know that their defence is not the best.
Well, they did concede a lot of points, and interesting in that semi-final, at one point it was touch and go, and it was Johnson Fisher who kind of put the hammer down when he scored that try where he went almost 5 metres outside his own try line and scored at the other end. At that point in the match, it was in the balance, but he was the difference. He is an incredibly talented athlete. You mentioned Ben Bolton-Smith as well, the man at number 15. Now, he's very good under a high ball. He also comes in as a pivot. He's got excellent hands, excellent vision, and he's going to be one of my players to watch today for Oakham School.
Let's look at their opposition, Sherborne School. This is how they got here. A couple of walkovers to start their Vase running. 50-0 against the Queen Elizabeth Community College, 43-0 against Torquay Boys Grammar School, 22 points to 7 away at Churchdown School. They beat St Columba's College by 21 points to 8, and then putting the Royal Grammar School in Newcastle to the sword, 38 points to 15. Excellent game for Barney Humphrey in that semi-final, wasn't it?
Oh, it was fantastic. One of the things that impressed me most about Sherborne in that semi-final was their organisation and the way that they all had a lot of trust in each other, both in attack and defence. And for me, particularly in the first half, Barney Humphrey, the scrum half, was the difference. He organised his pack well. He told them exactly where he wanted to be. I mean, there were a couple of moments where he literally almost grabbed hold of one of his forwards, tell him exactly where he wanted, so he could have the relieving box kick, or he could bring his backline into play. He got substituted in the second half, but he did get a try, and by then the game was won.
That's what they're playing for. That is the under-15s schools Vase. Beautiful trophy it is too. Yeah, just going back to Barney Humphrey, he's a player that seems to have experience ahead of his age, as it were.
Oh, absolutely, and at this level it is really important. Of course, in modern rugby, in open age rugby, the kicking game is so massively important in terms of getting territory. At under 15s, that's very often not the case, that the players don't have the power and the ability to execute those clearing kicks. So when you've got players like Barney Humphrey who can relieve the pressure with a bit of psychology or a clever bit of play, then that's very, very important at this level.
Both the schools of the pupils have had a couple of half days off or the headmasters might have given them the full day to come down and watch both these sides tackle this Twickenham pitch. Nearly the Easter holidays, Friday they believe is when a lot of the schools break up. It's an early break for both of these schools.
And why not as well? How often do you get the opportunity, firstly as a player, to play on an incredible surface and one of the most iconic grounds in world sport, not just rugby? And for the people in the crowd, how often do you get to see your friends do it? This is a really special day for all of the individuals and the institutions involved.
Just remind you of the rules of under 15s level. It's 30 minutes per half, and should there be a tie, it's never happened in the 3 years I've been covering this, but should there be a tie, it goes on tries scored, and if they're exactly the same, then it's the number of goals from tries scored, and if that's the same, then both schools will share the trophy. But we hope, Dave, it doesn't come down to that. We do hope that we do get outright winners in all 4 of these fights.
Well, what it does encourage is running rugby and for teams to go out and score tries. As we saw in the final game of the Six Nations here at Twickenham, this is a ground that kind of commands the respect of the players and certainly does produce a lot of tries. I mean, we saw some of the most fantastic tries of the tournament here on Saturday. All of these players will have watched that, and while they were sat at home or in their rugby clubs or maybe even here in the ground, they'd have been dreaming about crossing that whitewash themselves, and they're just a couple of minutes away from having the opportunity to do that.
Just to remind you as well, this is the first of 4 finals, the Under-15s Cup again, between the Queen Elizabeth Grammar School of Wakefield and Warwick School for the 3rd year running, by the way. It's like a World Series between them 2 schools, comes up at 12:30. Then it's the Under-18s Vase, it takes place at 2 o'clock, and then it'll be the Under-18s Cup final at 3:40. Dulwich College going for a 4th consecutive Cup victory. But that is what's to come. This is what's happening now. Oakham School versus Sherborne School. What do you expect in the first 10 minutes?
It's going to be a difficult one. I mean, Tyrese Johnson-Fisher has grabbed all the headlines in the build-up, but his centre partner, Hugh Davis, also had a really strong game that went a little bit under the radar. Nick Jonas and Patrick Reynolds, the opposite centres, they had a strong game themselves. They work really well as a pair, they run great angles off each other, and they're always running support lines. And Nick Jonas and Patrick Reynolds, they both scored a try assisting each other's runs, but particularly in defence, they're going to have to be very, very organised if they're going to keep the Oakham centres in check.
So as I said, we're just moments away now. Both teams out in the tunnel, I can see. And in fact, they're making their way out onto the field right now. No doubt butterflies in both of the sets of teams' stomachs. First times for both of these clubs, but they've got to enjoy the occasion more than anything else, Dave.
Oh, they certainly have huge, huge moments here. So interesting to see how different players react running out on this sort of scale. Some of them heads low, full of concentration. Others just can't wait to get out there on the field of play, bouncing, almost struggling to contain their excitement. As we see the final huddles there. Again, the different characters, some of them will just be shouting out orders, shouting out final instructions. Others will just be buried inside their own thoughts, just visualising how the next 60 minutes is going to go for them and their team on the field of play.
Should be an intriguing first match, this. You could say it could be the beauty against the brawn here. The beauty of Sherborne, where they played that semi-final against the brute force of Oakham. We shall see which one rises to the top. Dominic Prest of Sherborne School is going to get us underway here at Twickenham. Our referee is Mr. Luke Haskins, ably assisted by Simon Ambler and Tom White, our touch judges. 30 minutes aside, the Under-15s Vase final is underway. We're away here at Twickenham. George Figgis collects for Oakham. Van Portfleet with a little darting run. Picked up by Oscar Holt. Archie Sumner. Van Portfleet inside. The ball was been knocked forward. And an early penalty for Sherborne.
Well, what I was going to say was that'll really settle the Oakham nerves. It was a great take from the kickoff. The forwards making slow yards, really hard graft, but just a little mistake there, handing the early initiative to Sherborne. Interesting attacking position for them now.
Well, you say that. They're not kicking for the touch. They fancy their gamble or a scrum.
Well, I think we'll see quite a lot of that today, of course, because there's no lifting in the line-outs at under-15s level, so very often it can be scrappy, it can be a free-for-all. Sherborne will hope that they can guarantee good possession from the scrum and release their backs into the game in the second minute.
Barney Humphrey with the put in. And turned around, turned against the head. Jack Portfleet. Kick downfield. Tom Perkins put under a little bit of pressure and put into touch.
That is excellent play from Oakham. First of all, turning the scrum against the head, then just having the sense to get a bit of territory early on. It was a good kick. He made 30 metres inside the Sherborne 22 now, and a real chance here for Oakham to turn the screw.
Tom West. The referee not too happy with that line out. So we'll go back again and restart on what is a beautiful day here at HQ. Perfect conditions for rugby, hardly a breath of wind. It's a beautiful spring day. A little bit scrappy at the line out, but it's been collected by Oakham School. Van Portfleet spots a little bit of a gap, and he's going for the corner. Just loses his balance in that run and goes into touch. But that's the danger Oakham can do.
Oh, certainly is. Van Portfleet there, great vision from the scrum half. There was hardly any space up the blind side there, but he spotted a little gap, surged for the line. It was a good cover and tackle at the end. But Oakham really showing their attacking intent early on in this final.
Pressure line out here for Finney and McLaughlin. And it's been lost. And Oakham looking to drive for the line here. George Figgis, 5 metres short. Picked up by Lucas Lovitz. And picked up again. Just short of that whitewash, but Sherborne sending Oakham back. Good defence from Sherborne. The ball is a little bit of a juggling act. It may have been knocked forward. And the referee has spotted the knock on. First defence from Oakham, and Sherborne have a chance to clear their lines.
That is a glorious opportunity gone begging for Oakham. I didn't see who got final hands on it for the team in black, but he was pretty much over the line. But that white line fever kicked in. He spilled it forward. Let's take another look at this now. Oh, he was there. Was the number 6.
Oscar Holt, so near yet so far. 4 minutes down. An exciting start here at Twickenham, a breathless start.
Huge let off there for Sherborne. Good defensive pressure from them, but that's a couple of times now already that Oakham have gone to go through the motions in the forwards and knock the ball on. But still, they'll be pretty happy with their start overall.
Important scrum here for Sherborne. They lost their first one, second one looks pretty good. McLaughlin had to get it on his second attempt. And good take there from Ben Bolton-Smith. To a massive cheer. Bolton-Smith, here's Johnson Fisher. He goes through the gears and he goes for the line. Would you expect anything less? What a start for Oakham. It's their talisman, their captain, Therese Johnson-Fisher. Oakham 5 points to the good. 5 minutes down. It's that man again.
Well, the two players we spoke about before the match, Ben Bolton-Smith and Tyrese Johnson-Fisher, linking together once again, just like they did in the first match. Bolton-Smith collecting the ball deep. Let's have a look at the replay here. It was a great take under the high ball, cuts in field, surveys his options, dummies the one, spots the pass. Wonderful pass out to Johnson-Fisher on the left-hand side, and from there on in, he does what he knows best. He beats the defender and touches the ball down. Dream start for Oakham.
He scored 4 tries in the semi-final. Another one to his tally. Johnson-Fisher puts Oakham 5 points clear. This for the extras. This goes wide. So Oakham with the perfect start. And that'll be a nerve settler for them, won't it, Dave?
That certainly will. Tyrese Johnson-Fisher, first touch of the ball in the semi-finals, he scores a try. First touch of the ball in the final, he scores a try. Important that Sherborne try and shut him down without getting too wrapped up in just shutting him down, because there's plenty of danger elsewhere too.
take by Cameron Jordan. Oakham has had much of the possession in this early part. Van Portfleet. It is Johnson Fisher, the first try scorer. Ben Bolton-Smith. And now they're off and running and at the races once more at Oakham School. A little juggling act there for Hugh Davis. But still in Oakham possession. Cameron Jordan. Oscar Holt. And Sherborne win the penalty. Holding on a little bit too long for our referee's liking, and Sherborne will kick to touch.
That's a good kick too, and important for Sherborne to respond well here. They've been starved of possession in the first 7 or so minutes by Oakham, so they're inside the 22 now for the first time, and they'll be hoping to take something away from this visit.
Sherborne line-up goes long, but picked up by Don Prest. It's come down, Oakham ball. It's a little bit of a let-off there for Oakham, Dave.
Well, that's the first example of the under-15s line-up being a little bit of a free-for-all, but still, Sherborne now the chance to apply some defensive pressure. Oakham so far have worked the ball really well through the forwards and got a bit of momentum before releasing those dangerous backs.
Jack Van Portfleet. Kick downfield a little bit loose. A bit of a slice there off the boot of Seb Davis. But gets Oakham out of their 22. Sherborne line out just short of it. But now chance here for Sherborne for what they can do and get on the front foot.
Well, that's certainly what they'll be hoping for. The last line out was a little bit loose, but as I mentioned before, that will be a characteristic of this match. Good defensive pressure though. The clearing kick wasn't perfect, but Oakham have stolen that one.
Stolen it again, but may have been turned over, and the referee has given the penalty to Sherborne. Tap and go, taken quickly by Humphrey. Pressed. Into the 22 comes Sherborne. Humphrey fishes it out. Felix Storer. Humphrey goes to his right. Gap is spotted by William Bailey. Humphrey. Pressed. Humphrey, good offload, but the ball was knocked forward, and Oakham will have the chance to clear.
Yeah, good defence there from Oakham. Sherborne looking to put it through the hands, but on both occasions that it came out from the ruck, it was a prop in at first or second receiver, when there could have been numbers left and right, very often the front rowers. They love to carry the ball, but it's usually only in one direction, forward, forward, forward. So a bit of a let-off for Oakham, but they've still got a long, long way to go before this pressure's off.
Van Portfleet with the put-in. And collects. Kick downfield by Seb Davis. Doesn't find any touch, and tackle by Johnson Fisher. An excellent chase it is from the Oakham centre. And the ball has been turned over, picked up by Ben Bolton-Smith. Somebody's lost a scrum cap. Hugh Davis, a little bit of a dance himself. Ofalabi. Ball is lost and was knocked forward, and Sherborne will have the put-in.
It was Tyrese Johnson-Fisher who lost his scrum cap there, and he wasn't happy about something. He just started punching the floor in some sort of rage. Sherborne maybe trying to rough him up a little bit. Obviously, he's had so much attention in the build-up, but it was a great chase from him following what was a miscued kick up the field. They always say a kick's only as good as his chase, and the number 13 certainly turned that into a good one.
Barney Humphrey, pressed. And Sherborne looking to run this one. An excellent tackle there by number 8, Lucas Lovett. Humphrey. Long looping pass. This is Patrick Reynolds. And a penalty conceded by Oakham. Having plenty of possession here, Sherborne, but they've got nothing to show for it. But Don Press fancies his chances with a straight kick around 25 metres out to put 3 points on the board.
Well, I think it's important for Sherborne to get something on the board. As we said, starved of possession the first 7 or 8 minutes. Let's take a look at the replay there. They're starting to impose themselves a little bit on the game. Oakham are starting to make a few mistakes, and Sherborne are starting to try and put their foot down a bit. They've not been able to find a way through. So here's a chance to get 3 points on the board and reset.
Don Prest. He's missed. He's kicked it wide. Flag stay down from the touch judges. Disappointment there for Sherborne. Though their attacking endeavour, still no points on the board.
Well, they will be disappointed with that one. It was a fairly straightforward penalty, but no such thing as a gimme on this ground. But still, they're in a good position, and they'll get the ball back from this dropout.
22 dropout collected by Finney and McLaughlin. Humphrey. Pressed. Now a little bit of a run here from Nick Jonas, the Sherborne captain, tackled by his opposite number, Therese Johnson-Fisher. Humphrey. Pressed. And it will be an Oakham put in.
Yeah, it will be an Oakham put in. Lost forward by Sherborne, but they'll take quite a lot of faith from that, quite a lot of positives. It's the first time we've seen Nick Jonas, the captain, break the line, made a few yards there. All he really needed was someone on either shoulder, someone on the support line, and it would have been try time for Sherborne.
Halfway through this first half. Oakham 5 points to 0 clear. They've been on the back foot over the last 10 minutes and scored in that try by Therese Johnson-Fisher. And Johnson-Fisher loses out there, and the ball. The chance here for Sherborne to go left quickly. Pressed. Jonas. Jonas has spotted a gap. Nick Jonas from the try line. He's there. He is there indeed. Level game. Nick Jonas is the scorer for Sherborne. The captain of Oakham scores the first try. The captain of Sherborne scores the second try. It's a level game. What a start we have here at Twickenham in this Vase final.
Oh, what a response from Nick Jonas. He had the little burst up the right-hand side just a minute ago. This has been coming for Sherborne. Oakham trying to run it, putting themselves under pressure right on their try line. It was not a great pass to Tyrese Johnson-Fisher. They were under pressure from that. Sherborne were right on it. Nick Jonas on the counter-attack, picked the gap. Great finish, 5-all.
Made that 7-5. Pressed with the conversion. And nothing more than what Oakham deserve here, Dave. The last 10 minutes, they were having on the front foot, and they got their just rewards.
Oh, perfect response from conceding that early try. 13 against 13 is going to be a key battle here. Great step there. 2 great steps off his left foot from Nick Jonas to score. Oakham will be very disappointed with that because they were looking for their one get-out man, and he's not going to score from 95 metres every time, and that hasn't gone 10 metres either. That's a big mistake from Oakham. Sherborne very much on the front foot here.
And a little bit of afters here between George Figgis
Johnson Fisher came flying in out of nowhere there. It was to calm things down, which is just as well, because he had real momentum running into that fracas.
We've got a man down here for Oakham at the moment as well. So a little bit of a stoppage in play, but it's been breathless first 15 minutes or so, Dave.
Yeah, great stuff. Just what you'd expect from an under-15s final here on Twickenham. Both teams looking to exploit the space. I mean, the pitch is in incredible condition. Just to think there was a test match here just a few days ago. We can just see the remnants of some of the markings as the teams get together near the halfway line. But we've had two excellent tries. The start we expected from Oakham, trying to get territory and get the ball in their danger man's hands. But there are two ways teams can respond after conceding an early try, and Sherborne responded perfectly, slowly building pressure, not trying to hurry things, and they've struck back themselves. It's been an absolutely enthralling opening quarter.
So scrum down on the halfway line as the kick-off did not go 10 metres. Barney Humphrey with it. Also collects as well. Out wide on the left-hand side, this is Doug Hickling, who does well. Humphrey, pressed. Felix Storer. Pressed. Goes deep. Ben Bolton Smith with the kick, and it hasn't gone that far, and there's going to be a chance here for Sherborne. And then number 8 Felix Carey, they're going driving for the line, not far away. The referee spots the try. It has been given, and Sherborne, after conceding an early try, is becoming a bit of one-way traffic here, Dave.
Well, Oakham need to take a leaf out of Sherborne's book here, because they are putting themselves under pressure. When Oakham were putting Sherborne under pressure, they dealt with it very, very well, and they were patient. Oakham aren't being patient. Bolton Smith was under pressure. It was a loose kick. He had no support, and Sherborne capitalised.
There's an avalanche of bodies there. We're not entirely sure who the try scorer was. But 12-5 the scorer. And pressed, this sends Sherborne 9 points clear. But misses on the left-hand side of the upright. Sherborne 2 tries to the good. Let's try and figure out who the scorer was here.
Well, the up and under was sliced. Bolton Smith chased as hard as he could, but it was great work from the Sherborne pack to just keep the momentum going, and it was the number 8.
Felix Carey is the scorer.
Was driven all the way to the line by his forward pack. Big few minutes coming up here for Oakham.
And a big hit there by Olawati Osiafa-Lobi.
Could be in trouble here. It looked to me as though he hit him in the air. He's getting a stern talking to.
Luke Haskins, our referee. And I think that's what it's going to be, is a stern talking to.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay here. There's a good clean take, and I think the Oakham man was just a little bit keen, just trying to lead from the front, and I think that's a good decision from the referee. Definitely a penalty, but I think he realises it's a final and passions are running high.
Big prize for both of these teams. Both of them playing for the Vase. Picked up by George Figgis. Now can Oakham respond? They've been under the cosh the last 15 minutes. Man down for Sherborne at the moment. Johnson Fisher spots the gap. He's off and running again, and he scores his second try under the post. Another try for Therese Johnson Fisher. His second try of the game. He is their talisman. He's a man who can get them out of trouble. He's an escape artist. He's like Houdini, Dave.
He's so dangerous. I mean, that's 2 touches of the ball for him. Lovely gap spotted there by his centre partner, Hugh Davis. He's just hit a straight line. He spotted the gap and he's just so quick off the mark. There's no catching him. Credit there to his inside centre partner, just holding the ball up, waiting, until Johnson Fisher smashes through the gap and there's no stopping him from there. 2 tries for the Oakham captain and we're all square.
All square. 21 minutes gone, 12 points apiece. We do still have a player down for Sherborne at the moment. It'll be interesting what both the coaches of both Sherborne and Oakham School, what Rydian Maguire is saying to his side at half-time. And Ian Smith, the director of rugby of Oakham School. Sherborne look like they're back to their full count of 15. So then, it's been breath of stuff the first 21 or so minutes. Prest gets us back underway, 12 points apiece. Wasn't a score like this in the England-France game after so many minutes? Or something along those lines. Afolobi with a good offload to Archie Sumner. But they concede the penalty. And Sherborne take it quickly with Nick Jonas. Humphrey. Prest. There's Tom Perkins. Humphrey. Good offload to Hugo Prahl. Johnny Page. But Oakham concede the penalty and they can breathe again.
Yeah, Sherborne, they're just trying to hurry up proceedings there, which I understand. They know that they can catch Oakham flat-footed in defence. It was Nick Jonas who got things underway. He's really thinking about this game. He's having a fantastic first half, is the Sherborne captain. But they just got a little bit too quick there and the runner was isolated and Oakham have got the chance to escape.
What do you think of the penalty, Dave?
Yeah, great work from the Oakham back row. They saw that the runner was isolated and there were 2 men on it just trying to turn that ball over and they won the penalty. And certainly territory-wise, they've temporarily relieved the pressure.
Line out taken by Oakham School. Another drive in the hands of Oluwatoyosi Afolobi. Van Portfleet. Seb Davis. Gaps beginning to open up here in the Sherborne defence. And a lovely little darting run, but that may have gone out on the full, and back they come.
Oh, it's a bit of a waste.
Bit of a candle sin there from Oakham.
They'd done all the hard work and they actually had numbers. Bolton Smith and James Hammond. They didn't have a lot of space, but it was 3-on-1 if it was well executed. No need to kick there. I understand though why Davis was trying to get the territory. But Oakham, very, very dangerous runners from deep, and they could have caused Sherborne real problems there.
McLaughlin with the line out. I was going to say we were right in front of that one, and that was never straight in a million years.
No.
Scrum down, Oakham ball. Remind you, this is the first of 4 finals here on this NatWest Schools Cup Finals day. Absolutely gorgeous sunny day here in southwest London. Perfect conditions. Perfect day for rugby, and be a perfect day for one of these 2 teams as well. And what they've given some fantastic entertainment this first 24 or so minutes. Seb Davis, Hugh Davis. This is James Hammond. Ball was knocked forward. First offence was from Oakham, so it'll be a Sherborne put in.
Yeah, a bit scrappy there from Oakham. But what they're trying to do is bring other players into the game off the back of Tyrese Johnson Fisher's dummy runs. He puts the hammer down. It's so intimidating as he's running towards your defensive line. All of a sudden, two defenders are fixed on him. Let's have a look at the replay there. Just trying to put it through the hands, and it gets a little knock on the way through.
Barney Humphrey with the put in and collects. John Prest. Nick Jonas spots a little bit of a gap in the back left hand corner of the pitch. The bounce is pretty good. Bolton Smith now under pressure. And so much so that Davis has to put it out, and Sherborne will have an attacking line out inside the Oakham 22.
Yeah, lovely little nudge into the corner there from Nick Jonas. He's had an excellent 15 minutes or so, of course, scoring the try, having one clean break and just using his brain there to plug the corner. He's seen that Oakham have struggled to clear their lines from the kick a couple of times, and here they go again.
McLaughlin with the line out. Referee stops that passage to play. The ball was knocked forward by Oakham, and they'll have to put in with a scrum inside the 22.
I don't think Oakham can have any complaints there. Went forward off a hand wearing black.
Sherborne put in. Humphrey collects. Pressed. Hickling has to stay strong. Humphrey. Numbers on the right hand side as they go quickly. Chance here for the corner. Chance here for Sherborne. It is Johnny Page. He's the scorer. It's all about attack between both these sides in this first half. And Sherborne put their third try on the board. Johnny Page is the try scorer. 17 points to 12 their lead. What a game so far, Dave.
Oh, absolutely. It all came from Nick Jonas plugging the corner, knowing that the chance would come, or certainly giving his team the chance to build the pressure. Then from the scrum, battering ram down the middle, committing. Look how many Oakham defenders there are there. From then on, lovely miss pass. There's a 2-on-1. The fullback and the right winger executing the fundamentals, and Johnny Page slides in for a try at Twickenham to give his side the lead once again.
Pressed to add the extra. It's a difficult kick. It's not going to reach. Just going to fall short. 17 points to 12. The score, roughly 2 or so minutes to go. Just to give you an indication, by the way, our clock in the top left-hand corner of your screen is only a rough indication of where we are in the game. We do go on the referee's whistle. So much so that the stadium clock says there's 3 minutes to go. So one of it, maybe in between, there's somewhere around there, Dave, I think. Seb Davis restarts. Gets to 10 metres this time. Not a clean collection by Sherborne, but they still have it. Finney McLaughlin. Tackle there by Oluwatoyosi Afiolobi. A good tackle it was as well. Oakham will have the line out just short of the halfway line.
Well, Sherborne absolutely brimming with confidence at the moment. Even a scrappy take from the kickoff can't stop them trying to run it from everywhere. Goes out to the right-hand side, the side they just scored the try on, of course. Little bit of space up there, offload out of the tackle. It was a good cover tackle by Oakham in the end.
So how do Oakham respond? Can they find something at the end of this after the ball has dropped out? And it will be Sherborne who will have the put in as it was knocked forward.
Important period of the game here for Oakham. Of course they have that one trump card. Tyrese Johnson-Fisher can sometimes just find something out of nothing to bring them back into it. When the game's close, he did exactly the same in the semi-final before Oakham ran away with it. But at the moment, other than the 2 instances, I say 2 instances, he scored 2 tries, but Sherborne doing well to keep him relatively quiet.
Humphrey collects his own put in. Pressed. Patrick Reynolds. Pressed again. Nick Jonas. George Sutton. Humphrey. Louis down. Takes 2 to get him down. Humphrey. Pressed. Storer. Humphrey. Pressed. Humphrey, Jonas, Reynolds. Good patient rugby here for this from Sherborne, going through the phases. Humphrey, pressed. A bit of a juggling act there from Louis Down. Went backwards, says the referee, so they continue. But for how long? They win the penalty, in fact, on the 22, and a chance here to go away clear if they fancy it.
Well, look at the confidence that is absolutely flowing through Sherborne at the moment, running it from inside their own half, offloads, forwards linking up with backs. Everything is going right for them at this moment in time. A far cry from the first 5 minutes when it was all Oakham, and a chance to put them over a converted score ahead just on the brink of half-time.
So then, 5 points clear. Just to go more than a converted try clear as we approach half-time in this under-15s Vase final. Dom pressed. Misses on the right-hand side. And that is what has been the end of a fantastic 30 minutes of sporting drama. It's been brilliant. It has been great entertainment. What more can you ask for, Dave?
Absolutely nothing. I think Dom Press could possibly ask for kicking a few more goals. He'll be disappointed with the couple that he's missed in front of the sticks. But what that does do is leave this game stunningly poised going into the second half. It's been a real seesaw. I mean, Oakham absolutely flew out of the gates, and when they scored that try, having not really conceded any possession early on in the half, you did worry for Sherborne, but their response has been absolutely perfect. Their coaching staff will be absolutely delighted, and the players, as we can see towards the end of that half, are absolutely brimming with confidence.
So we approach half-time at the under-15s Schools Vase final. Oakham School 12, Sherborne School 17. It has been breathless. It's been superb. What else can we ask for, Dave? More of the same in the second half.
Yeah, absolutely. What all the neutrals want to see is a lot of drama here in these finals, and what we do have are a lot of evenly matched teams. Credit to Sherborne, the way they've gone about their business has been very, very impressive. But the 2 tries that Oakham have scored have been really well worked in the back. So what they need is for their forwards to give them a bit more of a platform, a bit more momentum to release all those dangerous runners.
So we've had 5 tries in 30 minutes of play. Let's see all 5 of them. And Oakham was the ones who started out on the front foot.
They certainly did. Ben Bolton-Smith, the intelligent fullback, just picking the miss pass to who else? Tyrese Johnson-Fisher. There will be so many people with their eye on him during the next half an hour or so, because as you say, he's gone absolutely viral. People all around the world suddenly know the name of a schoolboy from the Midlands. And that was a fantastic finish up the left flank. He's so powerful, as we'll see for the finish for his second try. That was after a great start from Oakham School, but what a response from Sherborne. Dummy there from the outside centre, Nick Jonas, showing that he's not the only talented number 13 in this match. 1 dummy, 2 steps off his left foot, and that equalised things. There we go, look at that. Sold Hugh Davis, an absolute kipper, before celebrating in the dead ball zone. And look at that, he's swamped by his teammates. That was the perfect response from his team. We'll have a look at it from this angle as well. He'll be watching that back for days and days in those luminous yellow boots, although I'm not sure he'll be absolutely delighted with the swan dive for the finish, but still, he brought his team back into it. From there on, Sherborne, the forward, started to get a little bit of forward momentum. It was Felix Carey there being literally carried over the line. In fact, it wasn't Felix Carey at all. It was William Bailey who stole the ball off him. Felix Carey, great work there, being driven, just crawling forward before it was eventually grounded by the prop forward. Great support there from the forward pack of Sherborne School, which is something Oakham have struggled with a little bit, but then they can strike back just like this. Great ball through the backs, a well-timed pass just behind Johnson Fisher, but he delayed the pass so well, so the gap opened up in the Sherborne backline. There he goes, Johnson Fisher just hammering through. This is a really good angle actually. We can see the drift defence not quite working because of the delay of the pass. The man closest to it was the number 3 for Sherborne, Felix Storer, just got fixed. There was a mismatch in the back line and Johnson Fisher absolutely hammered his way through. From there on, Sherborne managed to grab another try over in the right corner through Johnny Page, which is the one that gave him the 17-12 lead. And I can't wait to see how this second half unfolds.
Well, you and me both. It was a breathless first half. How do Oakham respond? They're 5 points down. 30 minutes, which lands between here and glory for one of these two teams. And a good start, and a good tackle there from Oscar Holt of Oakham. Humphrey with a box kick. We haven't seen many of them in this first half. Ben Bolton-Smith loses out here. It could be an early chance here for Sherborne. How's the football skills here of number 13, Nick Jonas? They were so nearly so good.
Oh, what a start to the second half. Bolton-Smith under pressure. Nick Jonas, who's had a fantastic opening half an hour, putting him under pressure. But Bolton-Smith just about keeps a cool head and recovers. Uncharacteristic mistake there from the number 15, but wow, he put his foot down and prevented a great try-scoring opportunity early in the second for Sherborne.
Knock-on advantage going to Sherborne at the restart. Humphrey, pressed. Nick Jonas. Patrick Reynolds. Doug Hickling, good pace, but bumped into touch. And again, we've been saying about Oakham's and their pace in Johnson Fisher. Sherborne there with a prime example of how quick they can be as well.
Oh, absolutely, and they're moving the ball well too, and that confidence that they've built in the first half means that all of a sudden they're not scared to run the ball, they're not scared to go on the outside. And Ben O'Boyle there, scorer of a try in the semi-final, fancied his luck there and nearly got away with it. Great start to the second half for Sherborne.
Oakham win the line-out. Van Portfleet. Seb Davis finds touch. It will be Finian McLaughlin or Sherborne with the line out. Goes long. And Oakham with a chance here to respond. Here's Johnson Fisher looking for a hat-trick. Gets one pass, one man, another. He's off down towards the try line. Gets on one player and another, but his foot lands into touch. Excellent tackle there from Doug Hickling.
That's a brave tackle from Doug Hickling. Johnson Fisher once again puts the hammer down, cruises up the left touchline, and Doug Hickling puts his body on the line.
We haven't seen many of these runs here from Johnson Fisher so far in this final, but just another example of how quick the acceleration.
Well, Johnson Fisher was trying to steamroller him as he has done so many times in this competition, but brave defence from Doug Hickling.
Well, as you don't know about Johnson Fisher, he can run the 100 metres in 10.9 seconds. That's his personal best. Athletics is his main sport of the summer, but enjoys the rugby of the winter. Oakham have the put in. Dangerous area of the pitch inside the Sherborne 22. Jack Van Portfleet with the ball in hand. Van Portfleet collects. Seb Davis, Johnson Fisher spots the gap. He's away. He's going to score a try. Level game. Superb stuff from Johnson Fisher. His third try of the game. Playing the captain's innings. 17 points apiece. And just the response Oakham wanted at the start of the second half.
It's a tale of two captains at the moment this match. Nick Jonas doing everything he can for Sherborne, but Tyrese Johnson Fisher tackled into touch no more than a minute ago. It's another great line
off the right shoulder of the outside half. Leaves one man stranded. After that, he's just so difficult to stop. That is a hat-trick to match his hat-trick in the semi-final.
4 tries in the semi-final, 3 today here at Twickenham. Seb Davis adds the extras, and now it's Oakham with the lead. 19 points to 17, 25 minutes to go in this Vase final.
Well, that sets us up absolutely beautifully, doesn't it? You had a feeling that Tyrese Johnson-Fisher, despite his 2 tries in the first half, might have been disappointed because he'd been a little bit quiet other than that. He's touched the ball twice in the second half. He's made 30 metres with his first break. And then he scored another try, absolutely unstoppable when he gets any space.
So Sherborne with the put-in. Well, I'm out of breath here, Dave. It's just been brilliant stuff to watch so far.
It has. What Sherborne have done well is every time Johnson-Fisher has scored one of these unstoppable tries that he's so capable of, they've been able to put that out of their mind and respond well.
In a way, they could have said they may have been expecting it, as it were.
Well, there are some things that are just absolutely unplayable, and at times he is one of those things. And you know, he's coming for criticism, which I think is utterly ridiculous. People saying, oh, you know, what's going to happen when he gets older, what's going to happen when he plays a higher level of rugby. Well, I think we're just going to have to wait and see. The fact of the matter is, he's an incredibly naturally talented athlete. He's wonderful to watch, and you know, we've even had it at the open age level of the game, where the likes of Jonah Lomu have flown through defences. No one was particularly critical of them. I think it's a bit of a sad indictment on modern society that we can't just enjoy someone who's such a pleasure to watch.
As of the first 36 minutes of this game, it's been a pleasure to watch as well. And the ball has been picked up by Sherborne. They've stolen it at the line-out. Oscar Holt. Peter Fuchs, I beg your pardon. Gains many metres. Still in Sherborne hands. Pressed. Another drive coming from Sherborne. Who needs running rugby? You can do it the old-fashioned way. Humphrey. Pressed. Nick Jonas. Superb run here from the Sherborne captain, who's still going, and a superb offload as well. What a try this could be. And they have scored. Sherborne are over. Number 4, Louis down. He gets down underneath the post. This is one way or the other. It's a superb game of rugby, end-to-end stuff, and Nick Jonas, wow, what a run.
Oh, Nick Jonas is having a magnificent final. Take a look at this, another step off his left foot, a handoff there. He's got through 4 tacklers. He's left Hugh Davis in his wake, another handoff. In the end, it's taken the back row to bring him down. That's a fantastic offload, great vision from the outside centre, great support running too from William Bailey, and Sherborne again strikes straight back. This is a wonderful stuff.
Over it goes. Don Prest adds the extras. Louis down the scorer. 4 tries to Sherborne, 3 to Oakham. 24 points to 19. Sherborne ringing the changes. Ben Rainbow, Ben Chowderley coming on the field. Six Nations, who cares?
Oh, I should say, this is absolutely wonderful stuff. Real pleasure to watch here.
So then, how do Oakham respond? Let's see. Good take by Patrick Reynolds. Johnson-Fisher picks up. And then Sherborne win the penalty. The way this is going, Dave, as soon as they get to 60 minutes, it'll be next try wins.
That's certainly one way of looking at it. Do you know what? Sherborne have got out of jail there, because that's the first time they've really not shown any composure in defence, and Oakham have let them off the hook.
Jonas, right, who has been superb for Sherborne. The captain, like Johnson-Fisher, playing a captain's innings for Oakham. You can definitely say Nick Jonas is playing his part for Sherborne. Pressed. And a superb little run here for Sherborne, who are really getting through the gears and are not afraid to take Oakham on. Humphrey. Hugo Prahl, tackled by Ofalobi. Humphrey, pressed. Archie Sumner. George Sutton, to beg your pardon. Humphrey. Gap opening up here for Felix Storer. Storer into the 22. He's staying strong. Good tackle there by Jack Van Portfleet. Picked up by George Sutton. Sutton 5 metres out. Humphrey looks to his right. Pressed. Hugo Prahl.
Turned over.
Ball may have been turned over here for Oakham. He's kicked it downfield. That's not going to land into touch though, unless it does do it on the bounce. A little bit awkward there for Ben Rainbow. That's a good tackle as well there by number 11 for Oakham School, Ben O'Boyle. Picked up by his opposite number, Doug Hickling, another Sherborne player who's had an excellent game as well. On the halfway line, breathless stuff here at Twickenham on this Wednesday morning. Nice kick into space. One of the full-backs a little bit injured at the moment for Oakham School. Maybe James Hammond, who might be limping there at the back. Ben Bolton-Smith, big boots. Dropped there by Barney Humphrey. No knock-on, says the referee. Nick Jonas. Ben Rainbow. Nice offload to Ben Chowderley. Humphrey. Pressed. Jonas. Good tap tackle. Great tap tackle that was from Archie Sumner. Stopped Jonas in his tracks there, and he could have been away once again. Humphrey. Pressed. Out wide, Patrick Reynolds for the corner. Johnson Fisher with the tackle, puts him in touch.
Oh, fantastic tackle from Johnson Fisher. As you say, it's been breathless. I mean, 3 minutes ago, I wanted to talk about a dummy that the prop Felix Storer threw in midfield, but the ball hasn't gone dead since. Sherborne going through the phases there. Absolutely wonderful rugby. Let's take a look at this, the break. It could have been a forward pass there.
I think that's what they've come back for, actually. They've come back for the forward pass.
But Patrick Reynolds aiming for the corner, but the pace of Tyrese Johnson Fisher, this time showing in defence, ushering him into touch. But it wouldn't have counted anyway because the referees brought them back for a forward pass. But what a phase of play this has been.
Ben Bolton-Smith just receiving some treatment near the halfway line. He's pacing back towards the 22, so he's okay. Oakham put in around about 17 or so minutes left to play in this Vase final. Van Portfleet with the put in, and he will collect. Seb Davis. Johnson Fisher. On one player and another. And an excellent pick up it is as well. It's a little bit loose and scrappy, but still there for Oakham, and that looked a little bit forward, and the referee did spot that one, and they'll come back for a Sherborne scrum.
Yeah, good defensive lift there from Sherborne. They saw the ball was going to Johnson Fisher, who's actually got his hands on his knees at the moment, putting everything in, but they've realised that you have to stop him early. Yeah, it's gone forward there. A few basketball style passes from the Oakham guys as they look to get in on the action.
Let's look at Johnson Fisher. He may have picked up a little bit of a knock, actually. He's got a little bit of a niggle. He's just on his hamstring a little there.
Doesn't look comfortable, does he?
No. 5-point game. Humphrey. Pressed. Rainbow. Doug Hickling. Another player's on an excellent game. Felix Carey. George Sutton. Good offload to Ben Chowderley. Into Oakham 22 they come. Humphrey. Jonas for the corner. Jonas is there. He's there. What a game he's having. The Sherborne captain. Nick Jonas for Sherborne has scored once again his second try over the game, and now Sherborne are 10 points clear with 15 minutes to go. What a superb game this has been so far. Nick Jonas has having the game of his life. Great handoff there on Ben O'Boyle, gets to the corner. He's having a magnificent game.
Oh, what a magnificent finish. Magnificent's the word you used, and that's the only word I can really use to describe it. I thought the chance had gone when he went himself. He had two men outside him, but he believed in his pace, he believed in his handoff. We saw it was all about his steps for his first try, but that was all about his power. That big left hand going out, leaving two defenders in his wake. And he has put his team in a wonderful position now as the Sherborne captain.
Pressed to add the extras. Misses on the right-hand side. So much so, Dave, though, you were up on your feet applauding that try. You thought that was superb.
Absolute moment of genius from Nick Jonas, and what a stage to do it on too. These matches, these stadiums, these arenas, they bring out the best in special players, and Nick Jonas is showing us his very, very best this afternoon.
So we have a 10-point game. That go 10 metres? Well, the referee said it did, but the ball's been knocked forward anyway, and so Sherborne would have a scrum.
Now he's bringing him back.
And in fact, they are brought him back for that kick-off not going 10 metres.
A real characteristic of this game is how either side has responded after they've conceded. Sherborne have been able to regroup really quickly, whereas Oakham have sometimes made a mistake just after they've scored, which has handed the initiative back to Sherborne. There's a couple of kickoffs that have not gone 10, and that's a real cardinal sin at this level.
Sherborne, they feel another try here could seal the deal. Reynolds. Humphrey. George Sutton, who may have been turned over here by Oakham. Still need a couple of tries, but they've given away the penalty. And they take the tap and go. Pressed. Jonas. Out wide. Louis down. Hickling. Tries to hand off from Johnson Fisher. Bailey up to the 5-metre line. Humphrey trying to thread the eye of the needle there. Pressed. Jonas. Been picked off from him, and now a chance here for Oakham to launch a counter-attack from their own 22. Ben Bolton-Smith. How quick is he? How quick is he? Nobody there with him though. But the good offload here to Archie Sumner. Sumner is in. What a game this is. It can be a 3-point game now. Archie Sumner over for Oakham. 12 minutes to go. 24 for Oakham. 29 for Sherborne. This is going to be a grandstand finish.
What a moment in this final. It was all Sherborne. They were hammering away inside the Oakham 22. One of the things we've been critical about is the way that Oakham haven't responded following the concession of any points. But the ball was ripped off Nick Jonas, who's been inspirational so far. Ben Bolton-Smith has put all of his mistakes behind him, sold a dummy, been brought down after a 40-metre surge, and it was all about the support lines there. Archie Sumner doing what every good number 7 does, being the first to the play at any breakdown. He gets the offload, he puts the hammer down, and he gets over the line. It's a wonderful finish there. He knew there was a man behind him, but he backed himself pace-wise and touchdown under the sticks. Game on.
Under the sticks it was, but the kick was missed. The kick was missed by Seb Davis. who hasn't had a good game with that boot, must be said. 29-24. But I'm just looking at the scoreboard anyway, Dave. Even if we would have got that kick, Oakham would have still needed a try anyway. Apparently would not have been good enough because they would go on tries scored if it's a tie. Just to remind you, that's how it works. If it's a tie, it's the amount of tries scored, and if it's still a tie, it's the amount of points, kicks converted from tries. Johnson Fisher now, he's off and running. One man to beat. Good tackle, they stopped him in his tracks, but he's still going strong. It takes two to get him down. 10 minutes to go. Van Portfleet spots an opening. Tackled by Doug Hickling. Pick up and go by George Figgis. Good kick from Seb Davis, looking for touch, does well.
Yeah, excellent kick from Seb Davis. This is what Oakham need now. They're a score behind with 10 minutes to go. They need to play some territory rugby. It's a long way up the other end of the field for Sherborne. This is exactly where Oakham need to be. Batten down the hatches. I think it's going to be a grandstand finish.
What a start to the day here at Twickenham. What a start. Ball is collected, the referee has said it's not straight. So, the Oakham crowd on their feet, getting right behind their team as they have a scrum around about 7-8 metres out.
I've got my eye on Tyrese Johnson Fisher here. He's making the sign of the cross, he's clasping his hands and he's pointing at the sky. He's praying for the ball here. He believes that he's the man who can make a difference in this match, and this is a huge opportunity. The Oakham backs lined up deep. The left winger stood nearly on the 10-metre line.
Van Portfleet collects. Davis. And it's Johnson Fisher, he misses it. And the ball was knocked forward. Who's the first offence though? It was a Oakham knock on, and it might have been by Johnson Fisher.
Yeah, he did a fantastic line. He had put full tilt on. If he gathers that ball, there would have been no stopping him. But Sherborne knew exactly where it was going, and they committed 3 or 4 defenders. Let's have a look on the replay here. Here he comes flying through. Look at the Sherborne numbers there, closing him down. Great pressure there. And they've got the chance to relieve some more of that pressure from this scrum.
7.5 minutes to go. What a game this has been. I've been covering this since 2012, Dave, and this is up there with one of the best.
Penny for the thoughts of those players on the park, eh?
7 minutes to go. Humphrey. Ball sent downfield. And this could land into touch, and a superb kick that is as well.
A kick that is. Talk about relieving pressure. Huge boot. Remember, this is an under 15s match. He's put 50 metres on that.
So we got 6.5 minutes to go. Line that goes short.
And Sherborne have stolen it as well. Huge steal.
Big steal it was. Humphrey pressed. Pressed out wide. And another little run here by number 7, George Sutton, who has Patrick Reynolds. He goes to the corner for glory. Tyrese Johnson Fisher with a great tackle. Could be a game-saving tackle. Ball has been stolen by Rory Peck of Oakham, and they have an advantage as well. And they're going to come back for that penalty. So we have 6 minutes to go. Dave, I hate to put this on you, but I need to ask you for the man in the match.
Firstly, I'm going to comment on that tackle from Johnson Fisher. They went past him, but his pace was unbelievable in making it up. I can't believe you're making me call this man of the match with 5 minutes to go. Okay, I'm going to commit here. I'm not going to commit. I'm not going to call it.
All right, okay. I'll give you a couple of minutes.
It.
I'll give you a couple of minutes. We've got so many nominees for the man of the match here as well. I'll give you a couple more minutes to talk about it, to think about it.
Oh, there certainly are. I mean, so many candidates. We've had try scorers, we've had incredible defensive performances. We've had players using their brains here, playing fantastic cup final rugby, making important decisions when it matters, knowing when to kick, knowing when to pass. Some of these players, most of these players will know that no matter what the result is, they'll be able to leave this Twickenham pitch, the biggest match of their lives, with their heads held high.
So then, we've got a couple more changes being made for Sherborne. So then, number 5, taken up by Cameron Jordan. Is there going to be a sting in the tail for one team here? Can Oakham steal it at the death? Johnson Fisher tries the offload, gets the offload, and they're off and running as well here at Oakham School. Ben O'Boyle. Ball, they've been called back though. So Dave, I'll ask you now, it's been a superb game of rugby, but give me your nominees for your man of the match.
Well, with 5 minutes to go and the match still in the balance, this is a big call for Oakham. Ben Bolton-Smith, he's made a few mistakes, but he's responded ever so well. Therese Johnson-Fisher, of course, an absolute machine, another hat-trick in a big game. However, my man of the match is for Sherborne School. It's the captain, number 13, Nick Jonas. I think he has played this match so incredibly well. He's kicked well, he's passed well, he's defended fantastically, but some of his work in attack and those 2 key tries, he's been absolutely magnificent today, the outside centre. He's my man of the match.
Big cheers came up from the Sherborne crowd as that was announced to the crowd. 4 or so minutes left to go here at Twickenham in this Vase final. Ball was a bit loose there by Barney Humphrey, but he still collects. Jonas, the man of the match. Out wide, Ben Rainbow. Hickling. They're staying strong here, Sherborne, looking to put this game to bed. Jonas. Felix Storer. Winding the clock down as well here. Humphrey. Pressed. Patrick Reynolds. Bailey. Up towards the 22 they come. Pressed. Jonas. Ben Rainbow. Good offload to Ben Chowderley. Humphrey, pressed. Hickling, who's there with him? He has been picked up by Jonas. Can he put this game to bed? He has done! He has done! He's the man of the match. He scored 3 tries. He's played a captain's innings, and the Vase is headed to Sherborne. Absolutely superb display by Nick Jonas. The Sherborne captain has now put this game to bed. That's for sure. Keep your eye on the left-hand side of your screen. Picks up the pass and stays strong. Dave, wonderful display from the Sherborne captain.
Oh, superb. Great work from Doug Hickling, though. Good strength from him. Knew there was space, so threw the offload into space. Nick Jonas, we commented in the semi-final about how well he runs support lines and how he's always there. He was on hand. It was a good pickup from an awkward bounce. He stays strong. Just looking at Johnson Fisher in the in-goal area there. He's absolutely devastated, but 2 real class 13s today. He's got a hat-trick, but Nick Jonas gets over the whitewash for his 3rd try. What an incredible moment for him. He should leave this field absolutely bursting with pride for everything he's done for his team, for his school, and he is going to go home with a gold medal around his neck and a trophy in his hands.
Sherborne playing homage to Warwick, no doubt, who come up next. We've got around a minute left on our clock. The stadium clock's at 1.5 minutes. Our clock's just an indication, by the way. Oakham need 2 tries. And they're ringing the changes as well. Going off the field is Jack Van Portfleet. Olawati Afa Laby's going off the field. Tom West going off the field. Everybody's going to come to have a go here in the last few moments. Also Sherborne ringing the changes as well. Going off the field there, Felix Storer. Also going off is Johnny Page.
Credit to the coaches for emptying the bench here, even if it's only for a minute. These players getting the opportunity. In fact, it looks like Sherborne have got about 25 players on the pitch at the moment.
You know what? I've counted 16 on the field here. I don't think somebody's actually been told here. But anyway, we continue. Will Bailey. Doug Hickling. Tackle on Guy Deverell. Picked up by Hugo Prahl. Oakham lose out, and it may have been knocked forward, and that's his game put to bed, Dave.
Well, it's going to take an absolute miracle for Oakham from here, but 2 fantastic teams here. I've been really, really impressed by the level. Oakham have played right up until the end, even when Jonas scored that game-winning try. They've never given up. And I think that was typified by Archie Sumner's breakaway try, just to keep that flicker of hope alive. In terms of Sherborne, hats off to them. They've played like a team. Well, the performance has shown far more maturity than you'd expect from a group of lads who are all under 15s, you know, a real credit to themselves and their school.
Indeed they are. Deverell kicks it out, and that is that. Sherborne are the first winners here at Twickenham. They have won the under-15s Vase. A superb team display by Sherborne. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely brilliant stuff from Sherborne School. Deserved winners, Dave.
Oh, absolutely wonderful performance. Take nothing away from Oakham. They have made this an incredible final. 2 very well matched teams, but ultimately it was Sherborne's maturity and a few of their players just rising above and beyond to just take the match away from Oakham. Brilliant start from Oakham, but Sherborne just carried on going and going and going. Real show of respect between the 2 teams. Oakham must be absolutely devastated, but Sherborne again keeping a little bit of control to shake hands when I'm sure all they really want to do is just absolutely embrace. They've just won at Twickenham.
Indeed they have. Felice Johnson Fisher is inconsolable in the middle of the field right now. Louis Down from Sherborne was the first to run over from Oakham to offer his hand in consolation. But he will be a star of the future, there's no doubt in my mind. You'll see a lot more of him, whether it be on a rugby field or the athletics track. There's no doubt in my mind. But right now, this moment belongs to Sherborne School. They have won the under-15s Vase by 34 points to 24. What a start we've had here at Twickenham, here on finals day. An absolutely brilliant under-15s final. It has been superb, absolutely superb. We've run out of tries here to talk about, Dave. I'm counting 10 in total between the teams.
Yeah, and real quality tries as well. There was a lot of focus then on Tyrese Johnson Fisher, and I think he's handled himself very well because the eyes of the rugby world have been on him in the build-up.
He scored 3 tries.
He certainly did, and he defended well too. A couple of absolute game-saving tackles. He's had a strong game. Everyone's left it all out there. I think all of these players will leave with their heads held very high indeed. Hopefully with incredible lifelong memories of this performance at Twickenham.
Well, let's talk about Sherborne, the winners. absolutely brilliant performance from them. And Nick Jonas, their captain, what a performance.
Well, cometh the hour, cometh the man. He'd sort of gone under the radar, really, because his opposite number, as we've spoken about, got so much attention in the build-up. But Nick Jonas was absolutely magnificent. He had a quiet first few minutes. Tyrese Johnson-Fisher went outside him for the try, but then he just responded. He had the one clean break in the first half where he surged into the 22 up the right-hand side. He followed that up with a try. The second try came from his intelligent little dab into the bottom left corner from about 40 metres out. He just showed real control and composure. He was strong when he needed to be, he was intelligent when he needed to be, and he's the sort of player that you really need, or you certainly want as your captain. He just knows the right decisions to make, and he's got the physical ability to match his mental ability too. He had a wonderful game today.
Oakham collect their silver medals. Absolutely superb game that they had. It takes two teams to make a final, and Oakham School really came here to perform today, and all credit to them. It's just a shame there had to be a runners-up.
Well, there always does. That's why sport's a beautiful thing. They say it's the hope that kills you sometimes, and they had that just little glimmer of hope when Archie Sumner went over towards the end of that second half. But Sherborne, as they've done so many times, maintained their composure and even got that late try of their own to put the game to bed. There's been a lot of chat about Nick Jonas, but let's have a bit of a talk about the Sherborne pack. I mean, they went through so much work. The two props carried the ball like back rowers. The two locks, Down and Prowl, just were absolutely relentless. They carried the ball. They were at pretty much every breakdown. They were real physical presences. They're going up to collect their medals now, Sherborne. And full credit to them as well.
Yes, indeed. Going up the stairs to collect their medals. Nick Jonas will be the last to collect it. He'll also receive the man of the match medal as well. Something that no doubt he'll treasure the rest of his sporting career, or what a long sporting career they could very much be. Superb display from Sherborne School. A lot of people, Dave, who unfairly writ them off, actually, expecting this to be Oakham's day. Sherborne proved a few critics wrong today. They're beating Humble Pie this evening.
Oh, they certainly did. And you know, we watched them at Allianz Park a few weeks ago. We knew they were a force to be reckoned with. They were a very organised unit. On that day, none of the individuals particularly stood out, so it was down to the likes of Barney Humphrey to organise and make things happen when they weren't necessarily coming off. Today, a few of those individuals did come to the fore, and it paid dividends. They are deserved winners of this under-15s Vase. And they're about to lift the trophy, and they deserve to be very proud of their achievement.
Indeed they are. Nick Jonas just collecting his medal, and now he'll be asked to come forward here to collect the trophy, because it has been super Sherborne. They have been fantastic, and they are the winners of the under-15s Vase. Superb stuff from Sherborne School. Our hearts go out to Oakham as well, who performed beautifully in this final as well, but Sherborne were just superb.
Yeah, complete team performance, and sets this day up fantastically well. I mean, I'm sure all the other teams taking part will have at least poked their head around to watch 5 minutes of that game, and you could have picked any 5-minute segment really. There was always something happening. Under-15s rugby at its very, very best. Both teams not scared to run it from anywhere. Some really mature and intelligent decisions made, and ultimately some wonderful tries to watch too. We've been treated in that first match.
It has been an embarrassment of riches. It really was in that first under-15s Vase, and that is the starter of 4 here. That was the starter. The fish course is next. That is the under-15s Cup final between Queggs Wakefield and Warwick School. 2 schools who definitely know each other in this fixture down the years. They've played each other in this fixture the last 2 years. This will be the 3rd year running. Warwick have got the better of Queggs the last 2 occasions. Will 3rd time be a charm for Queggs Wakefield? That is to come. So then, let's show you the highlights of what has been a breathless under-15s Vase final. So a superb game of under-15s rugby. The cup comes up shortly in around 10 or so minutes from now. Absolute breathless of Sherborne receiving the congratulations from their fellow pupils and their parents and friends and family all the way down towards the tunnel. Oakham also receiving commiserations as well from their fellow pupils, teachers, friends and family as well. So 1 down, 3 to go. Next match will be Warwick against Queggs Wakefield. Just trying to get some reaction pitch side from Sherborne. Just see him get some reaction shortly. Ed Tarleton, our reporter down there, he's just trying to hurt a player or a coach also, but in the meantime, before he does, we'll try and we'll just chat again about that first match that we've seen, Dave. Amazing, wasn't it?
Oh, great start, and a lot for the next matches to live up to. But all the teams coming up, they've kind of got to put that out of their minds now. We've had one absolute feast of tries. If Warwick or Queggs feel as though shutting the game down is the way that they can win it, then that's the way that they've got to do it. But this will be a really, really intriguing battle. They know each other. They've been building up to this for quite some time and always had this fixture in the back of their mind. But it's now or never. One of them is going to walk away with the Under-15s Cup.
Yeah, Warwick School against Queggs Wakefield is the next match. We'll chat about that shortly. Just Ed Tarleton, our reporter, is just getting a player right now from Sherborne School, and in fact Ben Youngs will be down there to give Nick Jonas the man of the match, we believe, as well, which would be a great feeling for him. Let's chat about Nick Jonas very, very quickly, Dave. You know, it was much chatting about Therese Johnson Fisher beforehand, and Jonas, it was just as good as well, wasn't it?
Well, I'd imagine he'll have been really targeting this game because, as we say, all the attention's been on Tyrese Johnson-Fisher, but he used the opportunity to use this big stage, this Twickenham field, to really play his best, and he did that. Let's see if we can have a chat to him.
Well, Nick Jonas is down pitchside with Ed Tarleton. Let's hear what he has to say.
It's right at the end of it. Obviously, pretty emotional. There's quite a lot of emotions going through it. I can't really remember much of the game already, but yeah, it was a pretty awesome experience and one I won't be forgetting for a while, I think.
And now, of course, you get to meet Ben Youngs, who is an England player as well. Talk to me about those fans, because so much noise was made, wasn't it, on your behalf?
Yeah, it was seeing what the likes of England get every Saturday. It's a long journey from Dorset, so yeah, hope we made it worthwhile for them. Pretty awesome experience. Yeah.
Now, obviously, you guys would have been aware of Tyrese Johnson-Fisher, who's the captain of Oakham. What kind of strategies did you have in place to try and shut him out of the game? Because he still got 3 tries, but every time he got one, you guys responded.
Yeah, obviously, there's been a lot sort of seeing him all over social media. So we worked on just basically line speed, and obviously we don't want to focus on one person because it's a team. But yeah, we definitely worked on sort of shutting that outside centre channel down, just trying to not give him any space, but he's a pretty awesome athlete, so it wasn't going to work all the time.
Well, as I said, it was an absolutely fantastic game. Congratulations, Ben Youngs. If you would like to present Nick Jonas with his man of the match.
Congratulations, great performance by you and the team, fully deserved, and yeah, enjoy that, mate, enjoy that.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Well done, buddy.
Absolutely delighted. Nick Jonas receiving not just a medal from Ben Youngs, but also a England Rugby shirt as well. Dave, a day that kid will never forget.
Oh, and rightfully so too. He was absolutely phenomenal. As I said just before we went to the interview, he used this opportunity today and he's got a memory that'll last him forever. Congratulations to the boy.
So then, 1 down, 3 to go.